Abusua papa kokora bi akowiyaka ewa Accra ama womo ache no na mesere mo ye behwe video a efa ne ho ewo saasho yi eso a ensem binom eka eye oluman die hu na ye behwe na mesere mo before abekwa kohwe oluman a wakowiyaka no wahu yemfa wi entwem embradwumadie eye 3 in 1 news yente submission bi a yen bra bi eman wo ka say concerning okay frempon yo mo ache no ewo yesi Amsterdam usade ende no woka ensembi dia fa ko yintie ne mra ye pa be kokohwe oluman yi a watimi akowiya kai.
In an era where Ghana has had to assist the US to get certain people from this country for similar offenses for which the honorable member of parliament has been arrested or is being detained. And so when the US cannot trust Ghana to help them get this honorable member of parliament in Ghana, but has had to have him arrested outside of Ghana, then it raises a fundamental issue of trust. Because the US came to Ghana for Abu Trika, the US came to Ghana for a couple of others when they needed them, and Ghana assisted them to get those gentlemen, right? Even though Abu Trika's case is still pending. And so the question will be, why didn't the US trust Ghana well enough that if they so needed the honorable member of parliament, Ghana will give him?
What if say they requested for him, but ebia Ghana for unreleasing and far more. What about Ghana for also protecting now? So ye MP. What I say? And I was MP or mono so I wasn't there. What if so mo ye? But or more release MP no on say o meet me a request I'm a Ghana for a deny into ebia buteri kamo and no more anymore harry. Yes, sa boys na aka no no more anymore harry ebia enam so ama omodie wahu omoton omo mabro for ne fala
to him. I think it's a question.
But should we be looking at what US trust or what is in our interest? US can decide who they want to trust, because it's not as if US itself is like some clean. You know what I'm saying?
No.
So if US can choose who to trust based on its interest, but the question is, what is in our interest?
When the evidence suggests of a certain dealings and there is a departure, it should raise curiosity. Here there is a departure in terms of the trend of his dealings.
The way
Ghana.
They deal with us on these kinds of matters. Okay.
And that for me raises a serious question. And it is because it doesn't trust this government to deal with one of its own.
But this is a member of parliament. So,
but he caucuses with them.
No, I'm coming. Roxy, hold on. Are you saying that, for example, if the US in the Abu Trika case feels like regular processes would allow him to be extradited, so they would not trigger some of what they've triggered now? An MP is not the same type of person.
It doesn't matter.
So that if they decide...
Hasn't the government arrested members of parliament from the other side?
No, but send them, but he hasn't sent them abroad.
No, but I'm saying that no, we are not above the law. We only have certain exceptions under certain circumstances. However, we are not above the law. And so if the US trusts Ghana to have dealt with them on a certain score in terms of certain people, why didn't they trust us? Because they've observed that the NDC government, when it comes to its own, it doesn't touch them.
But is the US itself trustworthy?
Well,
that's the question you should be asking.
No, you see, that question is abstract. We are looking at real facts before us.
But do we have the details of why he's been arrested?
Whether or not we have the details, it's not as material as much as the US's need for him. And the fact that the US has dealt with us on similar situations in recent times, and the fact that in this instance the US has decided that there should be a departure. Why the departure?
That's the question.
That is the question.
Okay, Roxanne, can you answer that? Can you answer that question?
The departure is only because the US has seen that the NDC government, when it comes to its own, it doesn't want to prosecute them.
Yes, according to senior man in the submission about a year okay from Pong, Ninchi, what I say to Chirimua. Gentia every for Antimia Mechunia or Ghana, now we're watching our country, I don't know. And this is for not and this is for born home by Mr. Ramon. Young question a year will remain yaw so. What's me? I'm born home again. I we are K Yamino Cassi were more actually, yes, you the video. Embra lucky, not say. According to report, no, yes, na omunam mienu na akire say omo yo omo operation na wo ho eti ja yes ba akono etimi escape ye edwane ye ja olumande yes wantimi andwane amene wo ka say omo aso ni mu a wo san ebe ya no odin what you say. Yes, and so far the omo achina a police for ensa aso ni mu a omo ye kire say wo hu omo kro no ni mu ahwehwemu ne de etie nyina enti subscribe for update de benya bia no ye de bebrem
am robbers. Do you know why? Some police you know per law and man who can that person is mandated to hold a gun. Police ni bia no and man kwan to hold a gun. And it's okay to say police so the kwa di bone kra what do you mean maso? Oh, to now, body, no. Says how to require operation, no. Exists a license gun authorized by the Ghana Police Service for police people to use, Anna.
The police for the Albuquerque.
Yes,
we always assume, say, oh, dear.
And I'm making
a license. It is a illegally crano.
Illegally.
If it's a police,
on the pedal law, and man who can say, it's okay to the person have to protect lives and properties. I want to repeat it again. Say, police ni ba ko ya arm robber. Ni hu che nkofo mu police for me arm robbers be 600. Because omo de omo ni hu kwan so omo timi tuori di bone. Ba we so ni hu kwan so timi tuori di bone mom e sense the position ye kita ni to betimi di bone. Ofade ma ko a ama me ma seminar no pa ni say. Ubisa one specific question. No say, mo wa abua kwa side ho no. Obia a we mo ba money wa call this kind of problems, you know. And to my biggest surprise, as a course air burning in Ano, it's linked to this particular man. One, I want to know time better on the operation. Over time better on the operation. Two, or qua was some mask and also on some mask. Because I say, Obian him say he's a known figure who is into armed robbery, but it is difficult for them to go after him. It's difficult for them to go after him. Over there, I'm not a more cast and I say, Braba Yemboy. Ubetimi adi boni e wo wiase nyina se nyankopon kasa wo mmere aso time aso you can do all the stupid things in the world o de opa de opeso ye bia ye se nyankopon kasa mmere na so the time is up na say otimi expose to the public nyankopon mo onima guase wuti asem we critically awoka he so fa wo pa na ye di to asiw so no fa ya clock tuo.
Man, good evening. I don't phone in anymore. Social media. Asamina na mekan bro. Enya bete enya izo. Me mo krono da. Me kokun obi. Me oboy am wanu ampema ba me de say me hu odin. Ontimi sisi me nyema de. Me mpem kwase asem. Me pen nukure die. Enti no minim de police for mo yesa. Medical ko tomoto. 3 months kurenya. Edruko to na boys be kuna mia enipa de enipa nua nipa ndo se do mase di tro boy na mso boga so moto na mko pata me ko chia me ba no police phone share me mtum bullet ma kuma ko 13 I enter my body bullet ba kura no e kan me ba ni na chi me ya da me dwane na me ja moto ma maji moto no asa da me ofa bi so on fa moto no people no na what the people na ba na masa the people no na mso we kanya e ka ene moto de police wan fa no makoto moto no foforo nene me ba no me si me ekoya tan bi fragment ya brothers ni bi wona so ene ko pedua ne de o hele ene no ma bo no ntu police ni si me nyina na so aba me pa cha me ekoba sisi a bro nyezo no appointed to akume o kume by Yankopon na ornament no etuo na anto opeli tuo na tutuo na anto no boy ba kono gina nchen no omo na betutum tuo kotokuo mo na ba akokora no ekoi obo na asem oka na se ja no viso nim die wom enya yob bro nyezo social media mpanifo na titiri fo so se ma asem yi munni bi mame nkoku nipa me mokro no me repu obi me meyi obi a se minim se Elias na o ma ton ya mom so munkunyo se de yo yenimo na omu de ya che ombe boy bla ba kutu okun ya fran kwa bla san ombe bo ni tu omu yom ka chire so ya anro ba ga no kura no uko ai o 5 pesos kura da onfa ombe bo ni tu okun sa bo ni pa 3 tu ka homo anko si aga edi tu tata me omu di tu ata me first one no me dwane second one no me tutu mu kutokuro na etu on ba kura enta no third one ni into omu fro fun ase a police fun fro fun ase achimo fun ase no omu fro no mo ya sa de no oko fun kura ngan onye izo brothers mon ka bi my why enya kronfo ya pelo ya obedi achi okuri akwa medi ma kwa ya de galamse na me yo imokro no ikura more than that em do obi adwuma mo bi ansa kona no nya de obedi na ba mu amasi street so bebo mi to akumisa dai empenfo bu be etuo mo osum etuo de emfa ni agro apeli tuo ni pansa oto no enso mi civilians na mtwe machine wo me ho na mde 30 police ni akaba sa ya post me wanted ndamase why
abusia yes mpanimfo si yetuo musum na akire se mpanimfo nso si ye kan se mbobrapa ati ase an edise obobrapa nka omonso ebeja hwani subscribe to your channel for update na amazing mfa wo insei ahase ye